On today's agenda, we've got a segmented bowl, and this is not the first one I've turned actually. It's been a few that I've done, but this is a little bit different. Different being that I didn't create this bowl blank. I acquired it on eBay actually. There's a seller there, 790 America, 790 America, all joined together. Search for these guys because they're selling these segmented bowls, blanks, ready to go on the lathe. And it's not me being lazy, it's just that it's ready there to be done, and why not give it a go. So we're going to turn this today. It's a fairly big bowl, 15 inches in diameter on the top, all the way to 9.5 inches down the bottom. Depth is around about 12 inches, so it's a big bowl. Let's get cracking. Now the blank's mounted on the very large chuck here, and I've got a glued epoxied blank joint for the bottom of the bowl because it's only this section here, about an inch, that is left for the bottom. I was thinking I might put another lever on the bottom here to give a better grip, but you know, I'm going to leave it as it is. On the front and inside the internals, I've got the tailstock joining up there with a live pressure reel. I'll just back this off so you can see what it is. So this thing spins, as does the bowl. So what it's going to do is hold that bowl in place onto the truck. So that'll be there for as long as I need to reach around and start doing the inside. So the outside going first. It's getting there, but it's a slow old job. The wood is extremely dry, of course, and it's all made up of very little pieces, all joined and glued together, so the glue's there as well. But it's getting there, the shape's coming along. The 790 America people that I bought this from, it was $60, so it wasn't a great price in terms of what the cost was. By the time I finished this and sold it and turned it around, I'll probably double, treble that in terms of a sale. So it's a good profitable exercise if the prices stay the same. This company or this people on eBay, these are all offcuts made from larger jobs that they do, and they build them up and then they glue them all together and make these segments. The amount of labour they put into this is a lot, to be honest. Having done this before in a segmented situation, one that's as large as this, I mean, we've got 15 levels here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, sorry. We've got 11 levels here, all with the segmentations, the different size rings. Anyway, we'll keep on going. I think that's about the outside done. Just a few bit of touch-ups. This has come off relatively nicely, as you can see. I'll just get the camera focused in. There you are. There's some very nice shavings coming off. The wood's not wet at all. It's extremely dry, but not coming off like sawdust either. So I'm pretty happy with the outside. Had a bit of a wobble on, so looking at the edge as opposed to one side and the other, I'm about twice the thickness on one side and on the other. So the inside is going to go the same, so it should come out even once we get the inside going. So we've got the tool rest turned around to the inside of the bowl, and this is a bit of a unique situation because normally we're turning the outside of the bowl and it's a solid bowl on the inside, but this is already hollow. The problems that brings is that the edge can vibrate quite a lot, and I haven't got a steady easy, and we're talking about 12 inches from the chuck here, so it's quite a way off. If I start up the lathe here, you can see there's an ovulation on the inside. You might not pick that up on the camera, but we're about 3/4 of an inch on one side and almost 1.25 inches on the other. So there's quite a bit of meat that's got to be taken off on the inside. So I've got the semicircular tool rest here, get me as close to the wall as I possibly can, and keep in mind that this whole bowl here, although it's weighing less than a pound because it's quite light and dry wood, is spinning around on a epoxy adhered chuck, which of course in turn is held together in the large Vicmark chuck that I'm using over on this side, on that side. So look, it's scary stuff, I've got to say. I'm staying away from this side of the bowl. I'm standing right here. So if this decides to come flying apart, everything's going to go this way, not towards me. That's the safest. I've got a shield and then safety glasses. And so if this does decide to sort of not hold together, then so be it. But we're going to give it a go. Follow me. It's a dicey job, I've got to say. The wall is getting very much thinner because of the initial wobble. So I'm down to about 1/4 inch. She's going to go a little bit thinner just to get that even edge all the way around on the inside. Stick with me on this one. Talking about getting to the bowels of things, this is really tight, given that the edge now is starting to get a bit of a vibration because of the thinness of the wall. So I'm not going to go much further than that, trying to get all these ridges out on the inside. It's going to be a little bit more curvy, and hopefully we'll travel towards the bottom. Now, I wasn't showing off, that's a one-handed bowl gouge bevel cut going down towards the base. Camera is hard to deal with when you're got an open bowl here and it's right in front of me here. So I had to do it one turn, not showing off at all, as I say. It was the only practical way. Now the bottom of the bowl is coming up pretty smartish. The walls are looking pretty well good. Haven't done the final cuts yet, so you'll see a lot of tool marks at the moment. I'm going to take the camera offline now, just get the bottom finished off on the inside here, because I need both hands and head all the way inside this bowl. So I'll be back in a moment. Well, that's enough turning. We've got to get a little bit close up here for you guys. Most of the tool marks are removed. It's now some 80 grit sanding right through to 400, and I'm going to use the Acks post and Karuba polish. Just going to go for the plain and simple for this time, because it's quite an attractive looking piece. Very big, very large. It's going to require a sack full of fruit on someone's table, that's for sure. But, you know, seriously guys, the place where I got this from, on eBay, I never really existed. I never really thought that anyone was in the business of producing segmented bowl blanks for us wood turners. I'd rather have the bowl ready to go for turning purposes. It was much and a great bit of fun just doing this. It was a bit scary going on the inside. The walls ended up around about 3/16 of an inch, and I did something that I never should do. It's sacrilege. Went to the top of the bowl here and got a bit of a catch. It was off camera, but it managed to turn up and take out, so it's got to be careful with that. You know, I'm not being paid for any advertising on this. I'm just very pleased with the supplier of this product. I'll definitely be getting some more. So say hello to the 790 America on eBay. I'll catch up with you guys, because I'll put you a link for this video. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the result, as much as I am. Anyway, let's get on with finishing this off, and we'll call this a day. So stick with me till the end. So the bowl's on my very large friction chuck. It's 24 inches in diameter, 2 3/4 inch pieces of plywood joined together, and a handhold in here. This is European rubber, and it presses up with a tailstock. That's going nowhere. This bowl's quite large, and about to take the tenon off the bottom. This is actually the tenon here. This piece of wood, try and save this for another project, so I'm going to use the saw to just take that off, and then make a little bit of a convex creation at the bottom, just so the bowl rests on this part and not the inside. And as usual, make room for the maker's badge. So I'll track it with a parting tool, use the saw to take it off, and then do the bottom. Got to say, guys, some of this wood offcuts, as they call it, quite nice. This one in particular, the grain's quite nice. Alright, enough of the fuss, let's get on with it. Okay, so you can probably tell the saw didn't work out, so back to the gouge. One way or another, we're going to get a removal of this tenon. An enjoyable project. It turned out pretty well. As you can see, the bowl is fairly similar to where we started, actually, the shape of it, other than the base. Have a little bit of a curve going down. And the bottom, these holes, well, these are filled holes actually, where the faceplate originally fit, not understanding that the bottom of the bowl was only like 3/4 of an inch, that first row of segmented circles. So the screws went right through, 2 of them went right through, so it's a bit of a shame. I could actually put a piece of walnut on the bottom of this and make it all cover up, but you know, I think it's going to go on someone's table, my wife's, and so she can have it for the fruit on the table, so no one will pick it up. And the 2 holes look like a couple of features down the bottom there. So there's all my excuses, but look, I think it came out pretty well. As I say, I've turned segmented bowl pieces before, but this was fairly pleasurable, so there was no hours of toil getting all these rings together and all the little offcut pieces. So thanks to 790 America on eBay. I shall be visiting them soon and get myself some more of these. Probably not as big, the little smaller ones. Thanks for joining me on this channel on this week's project. See you next week. Cheers.